Oh, welcome back.
Episode 15
of Don't Pass Go
podcast.
It's been a few weeks. We've been slacking. I will reintroduce ourselves again. This is Ober, Geyer, Don't Pass Go. That's where the G and the O come from. We just basically get on here as frequent as we can. We said that at the beginning of when we started filming these, and now it's starting to become a little bit more of a
chore.
Yeah, definitely a chore. Headache.
Might be our last one we can do in person together.
Yeah, last one in person for a while.
For the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Mr. Ober, he's headed to Brazil.
A little south. South of the border, if you will.
I think they call that, South America, I believe that's the continent. Yes.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
First one of the new year, 2024.
Episode 15 did not see us going, fit. When we first started this, we're like, if we could get, 5 in the books, that'd be cool. But it's pretty nice. 15. We've been doing it for almost, 6 months now?
Yeah, I think the August was our first.
All right, so five, a little over 5 months, and it's going pretty well. I mean, then life started getting us. We started working a lot more, you and I both. So now it's started having to become more of a scheduled thing. But we will be getting more episodes out. It just is about we're gonna be working on them and trying to get them to you on a more regular basis. So don't forget about us, because I know you guys love seeing our pretty faces. And
it's going to be have to do over the Zoom thing for the next...
Zoom's going to be for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ain't bad. I mean, it makes it easier for the editing part for me. So that's just good.
Anything is easier for you, because I tell everybody, I tell everybody, I'm just there to talk. I don't do anything but talk. That's it.
With the one camera shot, it's much... less work.
All right.
Much less work.
Cool.
I like when we do our I like much more when we do our 3 camera, but it's just a little more work. That's all. Yeah. Just takes longer. It usually takes me about a whole day to kind of get not a full day, it takes me 4 hours. Maybe, get that one edited. This with one camera, an hour and a half. I'll probably pump it out. Nice. Ready to go.
So hopefully we'll get to you by the end of the first week of January.
January.
We're in January now. We're not in June.
Not in June.
January.
I'm hoping to have it up for the end of the week, actually.
All right, cool.
So
there's that. There's a little housekeeping we got going on, but you're going back into what just seems like it's going to start winter here in Western PA. The weather's starting to get chilly, and it looks like we have some snow in the future this upcoming weekend. But you're going back into summer.
Yeah.
So you take your
95 degrees there yesterday.
Yeah. Take your swimming trunks and getting,
of course.
Getting ready. All right.
Yeah, get my Brazilian tan on.
Yeah.
I'm going for a wax too, I think.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a wax. Big Brazilian wax guy.
Nice.
Look.
That might hurt a little bit. I'm not going to say it won't hurt, because I don't know. I've never had it. Maybe you're into pain like that. But I feel like if somebody pulled out hair follicles off my ball sack, it's not going to hurt. I'm not even thinking about the taint. The taint's even worse.
It's not going to be fun.
No.
Oh, it's going to be rough.
That would be amazingly painful.
Went into Brazil, I think.
No, I don't think you do it either. No, I just shave. Just shave.
Just shave?
Just shave like a normal human.
All right, I guess.
I mean, I don't care what pain med they put me on. That still would probably hurt.
Yeah. It's kind of funny talking about men's grooming. I don't know if you knew this, but I was actually on part of a Netflix series, or Netflix documentary kind of thing.
Okay.
When I was in college, I was in a series called Manscaping.
Manscaping?
Yeah. It was Morgan Spurlock, which is the guy that did Super Size Me.
Okay.
It was his production team came down from New York, and I was their production assistant, and I drove their crew around and stuff. Got battery. Basically, I was their bitch, more or less. But
this all happened in the town of Clarion?
Well, no. I picked them up in Pittsburgh. We did some things in Pittsburgh. I took him to an old barber shop and got him a smooth, a shave, a straight razor shave, because I guess they couldn't. There's some states and stuff you can't do a straight razor shave.
Huh.
And
I bet you they can't do them in New York.
Maybe. too many
people
getting
getting whacked.
Sweeney Todds.
Yeah, too many.
Maybe. I feel like I got haircuts in New York before. I feel like they would, dude. Haircuts in New York are insane. They line you up, and I mean you bleed around your hairline.
Yeah.
Every inch, all the way around. They had that razor. I think it's a razor. So, but I know like Kansas, you could not.
No straight shave.
Yeah. Well, everyone in Kansas, not to rip on you guys, but I mean, outside of a bowl cut, they don't even know what a hairstyle is.
Wow. I feel like mullets may come back out there.
Yeah. Just bowl cuts or
we're always there.
Military.
They never went away.
Yeah. They use the cow shears out there.
Yeah.
But,
yeah,
that was kind of fun to do. I kind of just thought about the Manscaped documentary. So I don't even know if it's still on Netflix, but it's kind of funny when my name's going through the credits. Zach Galifianakis is talking on the screen, so it's like, I never met anyone like real famous.
Yeah.
I met the one guy that was in that one beard show. Had like a real long beard.
Yeah.
And he was a jerk. He was an idiot.
Oh.
He was such a not cool person. He thought having this beard was like the coolest thing in the world, and they had like these beard competition we went to. They had a women's category, and it was just for fun. Chicks put glued a mustache on him or something, and it was just for fun. And he thought it was so disrespectful to the beard community. he had words with the people running the show there, and we're interviewing afterwards.
Can't take a joke.
We're interviewing, and he can't see my face. I'm like ducked behind a counter, so I'm out of the shot, and I'm just laughing like this guy is such a tool bag.
I would just straight up tell him, dude, you're a tool.
Yeah, and he had no money, lived at his parents' house.
Even better. This dude is a tool.
Yeah,
he's probably like
he's like
a keyboard warrior. Probably sits in his basement, plays video games.
Yeah, and he stroke his beard.
Yeah, and stroke his beard. He's never been laid, still a virgin at 35.
Right. Dude, it was fun to do. That was my first real production thing I ever got my hands on outside of something for school. So,
which led you to produce our wonderful podcast.
That was my background, film and broadcasting. Now I work in nuclear power plants, so you can see all that.
And that's why you're going to Brazil. You're going to go take care, make sure the nuclear power, expended nuclear waste is properly
disposed of. It's not being disposed of. It's just being put in a cask.
Contained.
Yeah, contained. That's a good way to put it. We're going to put it in a dry cast and put it away and store it for at least the next 100-some years at least. So,
longer than I'll be alive.
Yeah, me too. The plan, the engineer contract for these casts that we're putting is 100 and some years. Maybe just exactly 100, but I think they're engineered to 1,000. You know what I mean? They're it's well past what their contract.
I mean, the rate that this world has deteriorated over the last 5 to, I wouldn't even say over 5 years, but 5 to 10.
Yeah. We'll be lucky we see it.
We'll be lucky to see that 100. I think we'll be lucky. Heck, sadly, I don't have a lot of faith in it getting better.
No, especially the last 4 years. Last 4 years, man.
Horrid. As much good people there are out there, it just doesn't show, and all you see is the bad and the horror and
every day.
Yeah, and there's just never anything good put, even on your local news. It's just depressing shit.
Crime and
then you try to watch sports, and sports even sucks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's
the doom and gloom.
That's doom and gloom. So let's talk about something cool. So we just got finished up with the holidays.
Yep.
We both had pretty good holidays, I would say. It was nice.
A lot of family, a lot of alcohols.
Lots of lots of family time, which I'm always a fan of. Speaking of just hanging out with family and being able to see family when you can, it's always nice because not all the time do you get to do that, or you don't know when the last time that is. So
this year hit a little bit different because it's going to be a while.
Yep.
So it was nice. It was a good little send off.
Yeah. Trying to think of other things real quick that we can do a little catching up on. There's not anything really since our last podcast that's changed all that
much.
You've
been to Nashville. You've been to Nashville.
I went to Nashville last week.
I've been to Utah. I mean,
I figure we can talk about that stuff. The trips, our trips here. But yeah, we can jump right into that then. So both in the last 2.5 weeks, we've gone on trips.
Yeah.
You've done a little bit more traveling than I have. You've been to Utah. You've been to New York City for what seemed to be
days.
like 24 hours.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like 27 hours between my flight landing and my flight taking off. So.
Yeah. But. So you've done a little more traveling than I have, but yeah, you went out and did some snowboarding and hit the slopes as a
first time in Utah. Went to Park City. Wasn't the best conditions, but got some slopes in.
Yeah.
Hit the biggest mountain I ever hit, highest mountain I ever hit. Even though it wasn't the best conditions for out there, it was still better than anything on the East Coast that I've hit. But I mean, let's put it this way: Park City has it's crazy. Like you look at the app and it has how many slopes are open that day and all that. And Park City it has like 3 different mountains. So the one mountain I don't even think was open, but the what was the village, Canyon Village was open. And then they opened up more of that Canyon Village with which was one of the peaks. It was 9,999 or 9,990 mountain that they opened up. So
and that's that was the one awesome. You hit.
Yeah, that was the highest. The highest peak in the main part was closed. Juniper Mountain. That peak was closed. We didn't get up there. That's about almost 200 feet higher than. So.
You're over 10,000.
Yeah, it was over 10,000. So like 10,200 is about the max up there. Either way, the 9,990 was, I mean, straight down, insane through the woods. Me and my buddy Rainey, if you remember from our one episode, he was with me, and we were both pretty much shitting bricks. No joke. Like got up there and looked around like, dude. Rainey looks at the guy at the fucking ski lift. He goes, dude, what's the easiest way down? And the guy looks at him like seriously goes, the lift. He just kept on sweeping. Dude, it was
excuse me.
It was a little bit of a mind fuck. I mean, it was it's steep. I took a picture up there and like a video, but you cannot tell. It is straight down and it's mostly through the woods and canyons and it's little ravines. You got to find your way down and
small misses can really.
Dude, I mean, at the end there's cliff faces. I mean, I went super slow, pretty much on my ass, mostly. But hey, I survived, got down, and I said I could. That's the big amount.
At least you say you did it. You know, there's probably a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm not gonna take the lift back down. See ya.
I wouldn't blame them. I'll be honest with you, but
that's cool though. So you got out there, you got to see our last episode. We had Bill Dem on. Did he hook you up? Get you
got me all waxed up,
ready to go.
Yep.
Good deal. So you any traveling tips out there? Things you should take, don't need to take.
To Utah?
Places maybe to see or
take
eat.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Take a lot of money.
All right.
Yeah, they have a bus system taking you from like the lodges down to like the
town or whatever.
Yeah, the town, so you can walk around. There's a good bar scene down there.
Nice.
I mean, Utah has some weird bar rules, but we didn't have any lack of alcohol
problems.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like so in Utah you can't have like if I have a beer. Say this is a beer. I can get served a shot. So you can serve me a shot, but if I have a Jack and Coke, they can't serve me a shot. They hold my Jack and Coke, give me a shot, I take the shot, and then they give me can't have 2 liquor drinks at one time. And
can you have 2 beer drinks at one time? Can you double fist with the beer?
I think so, because some of us you can get 2 beers per ID.
Okay.
So like I can get a round for me and you if we were sitting over, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't. There's only 2 beers per ID.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird how other states are sometimes. You know, you think about.
And other states look at us like these freaking idiots don't put beer and liquor in the same place.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, we're not as bad, you know. Like I do get upset sometimes. You got to go to the liquor store, but now that liquor stores are open on Sundays here, it doesn't really.
Has got a lot better.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me as much.
Right.
And then you had a little trip like we were talking about, the 1 day and a half trip to New York City to get your.
Just pretty much just got to New York City. I stayed right in Manhattan, which is nice. I had to go see the Brazilian consulate up there.
Yeah, nice people. They really like it.
Oh, the Brazilian consulate actually was the most pleasant time.
All right.
New York City people, they're a different breed.
They are.
It is and the crowds in New York, because I did the things, you know.
And you were there, what, like 3 days before Christmas, right?
Yeah, I was there 21st and 22nd, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like my hotel was about maybe 3 blocks from Times Square. So
yeah.
Of course, I go like, I gotta go see Times Square at Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Walk there, and then you're only 3 blocks from Rockefeller Center and see the freaking tree.
You got to see the tree?
Which I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've been there before. Actually, I've seen some. It was funny. Out of all those thousands and thousands of people at that tree one time, I ran into 3 people from Kansas before. Abby Meckling, or Glenn, and Carrie Neal one time, right in the freaking...
At the tree.
At the tree. Seeing like, of all places running into people, like, of all thousands of people.
Just so everybody knows, I mean, most of you do because you're locals or friends of ours that watch this, but if you're not a friend of ours and live in Katanning or the neighboring area, Katanning has what, I'd say 7,000 residents.
No, less than that. It's
like less than that now?
Yeah.
Dang. So...
That's like Katanning. That's like not Fort City.
All right, so like Fort City, Katanning combined, maybe 7,000.
That's probably with the school. Like,
all right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Katanning is
probably 3,000 then.
37, I think, was the last census.
Dang. So even less than 4,000.
Yeah. So.
All right. So if you meet 3 people in the middle of New York City from Katanning, they were a year younger than you, right?
Yeah. 2 years, I believe.
2 years younger than you.
I don't know. I'm 2008. It might be one.
They might have been. They might. You know what? They might have been.
No, they were the same age as Casey. Yeah. 1 year below.
So 1 year younger than you. That's pretty wild.
Right. But that was fun. And like I said, I've seen the tree before, but I kind of felt obligated. It's Christmas time. It got me this. I mean, it's pretty. It's the crowd of people, and so all I did for literally, let's say, I was just walking around, just seeing stuff for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I'm just constantly like a pinball, dum, 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 everywhere I went, pretty much, because everyone's kind of on the same path.
Yeah.
You know, you're kind of end up walking
same trail,
same people I saw
so
at Times Square, or same. I end up seeing those faces again at the tree, and it's like, all right. And after seeing the tree, I'm like, all right, time to get a beer. time to get off this freaking street.
Yeah.
And found a hole in the wall bar, and it was right in Manhattan, which is still, most were packed still, but I found a little standing room, and gentleman was just getting up and gave me his chair, so it was nice. Got a couple drinks and went and got some food.
You went to a nice steakhouse, it looked like.
Yeah, it was, oh man, can't think of the name.
Yeah.
Double Eagle. Man, something Double Eagle. It's a chain, so someone out there is going to be on it.
You know the name of it?
Yeah. It's right in...
Cliff's Double Eagle?
Yeah, no.
Is it somebody's name, or...?
It's an Italian name.
Tony Double Eagle.
No, it's like an Italian last name.
Yeah, I'll be... Yeah.
Like...
I'm not... Listen.
No.
I'm the first one to admit I'm not good with names. People like to say, "Hey Zach, can you say this word or name?" And I'll be like,
nope.
Nah,
I'm good.
I can, and I'll butcher it, and then you'll sit there and laugh at me, and that's okay. But
no, it was a good little trip. Got my visa.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
So you're good to go.
Left out Thursday.
Hopefully no hiccups there with the planes, and everything's on time, and you can get down there reasonable.
Yeah, that's the reason I got the club. I got a club day, club pass for United that day.
Yeah,
and the internet. It was like a bundle. I'm like, I'm getting both that.
Yeah,
it's a long flight.
Long flight.
15 hours in a plane.
You got to go where? To Houston.
Houston to Sao Paulo.
And South Paulo to Houston, or Houston to South Paulo is how long?
About 10.5 hours.
I was going to say...
Pittsburgh to Houston, 4.5. Houston to Sao Paulo is, 10.5, I think.
Dang. 10.5 hours. That's like 2 meals they should be serving you, I feel like, in that, at least.
I thought... I was kind of surprised to see that... well, actually, not surprising if you really think about it, but... Switzerland's closer to us than Sao Paulo, so I'm actually closer. I mean, I'll be the furthest I've ever been from home.
Yeah. Well, no, I agree. I mean, Sao Paulo is at almost the bottom of Brazil, is it not? Like
it's kind of central.
Oh, is it?
It's kind of central.
I thought it was on the southern half.
Yeah, Brazil's so freaking big.
It is. It's long.
It's insane.
Long country.
Yeah, it's long and it's fat. It
takes up a good bit of South America.
It's massive. So, and once I land, it's still like it's still like the equivalent of driving from Pittsburgh to Philly. Once I land, it's like 5-hour drive.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Nice. And I'm sure it's
they're terrific roads.
Terrific.
Sure. I don't even know what side of the road I'm supposed to be on yet. So
I think they are like ours. Yes, I believe they are like ours. But and how's your Portuguese coming?
Not great.
Not great.
Cool. I mean, I'm still doing it every day.
Yeah.
I practice the Duolingo, but like, I'm on like 600.
Google Translate might be your biggest help.
Yeah, it's gonna have to. That's what I did in Mexico and stuff before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm coming more prepared for this trip. Way more prepared than what I did for Mexico when I first went there.
Yeah, in Mexico you knew you were going to be there, but you weren't going to be there as long. You're going to be in Brazil till October, right? So like I got to get accustomed.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be a long time. That's the thing. Like how I look at it too. Like if I'm just going to go in there and say I don't care, I'm just going to try to wing it. After a month of trying to wing it, okay. 10 months of trying to wing something, that's like insanity, beating your head off a wall every day. Just going, why won't they answer me? It's like, listen, just learn a couple words. Like, learn bathroom, beer, thank you, please. Some of that stuff, you know?
That's kind of what mindset I have going into, when I went to Mexico last year, my only experience in Mexico is fucking Cancun.
Yeah.
So, like, that's not real Mexico.
I've never been to Mexico, so, like, even Cancun.
Right. Well, you can get by with English in Cancun. Like, someone's there going to speak English, point you in the right direction. Yeah. Very easily. I went there 2 times before that, and no problems. So my mindset's like, cerveza, gracias, por favor. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. That's all I need. Went down there, I couldn't check in the freaking hotel. Couldn't order food. Like, no one understood any English, so, like, I had a really hard time, and that's when I started, like, it was, like, after the first week of that, which was almost 2 years ago now, I started my Duolingo streak, and now I'm up to 640 some days. Nice, yeah. I haven't stopped since that day I started. Good. So, I haven't taken it seriously since that. I do want to I want to have a couple languages under my belt fluently. But I think being down there in the culture, you definitely learn it way easier.
And pick it up, yeah.
Yeah. And it helps. I was actually kind of good at Spanish when I left Mexico after 3 months, but, like, I feel like now I couldn't. Yeah. I couldn't. I'd have a hard time. I bet you it would take you less time than you think to get 100%. Back in. Like, if you have to go back to Mexico, I bet you within a week you'd be like, all right, yeah. And some things in Portuguese and Spanish are similar. Yeah. They're not exact. And then some things are the same words, but they mean different things. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. But it's almost like Portuguese is Spanish with a lisp. Yeah. Like, it's kind of how it sounds at first, but a little more to it than that.
Yeah, right on though.
Figuring it out.
So that's your previous trips, and then you got your big trip to Brazil.
Yeah. Let's talk about Nashville.
Went to Nashville with my girlfriend Kylie and some of her teacher friends and couples. There were 6 of us that went. It was nice. It was a good time. Nice little getaway after the holidays. After Christmas. Yeah. You know, kind of like just go and be free for a few days. We were only there 3 days. Yeah, we got in Wednesday night. We left Saturday. So
3 days in Nashville is sometimes enough.
It was perfect. They were long days. Let's put it that way. You know, finally come Saturday, I think we sat down at the Blues Bar in Printer's Alley there, and we didn't say a word. The whole group didn't say a word.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, everyone's just sitting there.
Has a 1,000-yard stare.
Watching the band play, just like look around. No one's saying a word, just staring.
Were you drinking?
No, like the girl brought over water, so she's like, I'll be back taking order. She comes back and she's like, so does anybody want anything? And we're just like, nope. Like, couldn't do it.
Drinking waters.
It was
probably hated you people.
Oh yeah, probably. I mean, we left her a nice tip, just because we felt bad, but
I'm sure she gets it all the time.
Yeah. She even said, she goes, "Oh, Nashville took it out of you guys last night, first night, huh?" And we're like, "No, it wasn't our first. It was our third and our final night, and it's time to go." And she's like, "Oh yeah. When you get to the end, it's to the end." So, but I love Nashville. It's a cool town. It's an expensive town, but like it's not bad if you it's like anywhere, and it's as good as you make it. So we were lucky enough that everybody was a great time. No, it was just very very
with people that aren't there to have fun.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Exactly. So it was great having everybody there, and everybody was looking to have a good time and try to do whatever we could and stuff like that. We had the one girl we went for it was her 40th birthday bash. Her birthday was prior to Christmas, but we were going there for her birthday, so it was nice. We went to a nice dinner. Also an Italian restaurant that I don't know the name of. I'm pretty sure it also is a chain, but it's weird though because it was literally not even a full block off of Broadway, half block, and you sit down and this is like one of the nicest dinners I've ever eaten at. Yeah. Nicer than Ruth's Chris.
Really?
Like real nice. And I'm sitting there and we're eating and I'm just like, does anybody else realize that this is right off of Broadway where you have hundreds and probably thousands of degenerates out there just getting drunk right now, and we're sitting here and like I felt like a degenerate because I was like, I'm in a t-shirt, blue jeans, hat, everybody else looks nice, not me. I'm a t-shirt, blue jean type guy for the most part.
Come on, you wear a good cardigan every once in a while.
Yeah, I do. And I go, I'm just like looking around, but like I was probably, let's say, not the most underdressed person. There's people in there with overalls on and stuff like that.
Okay, it wasn't like.
But I'm just like, this is some of the best food I've ever had in my life.
What'd you get?
And it's a half of a freaking block off of Broadway. And I was like, man, it was right across the street from the Bridgestone Arena where the Predators play. Okay. So it was really cool. They say like when there's a hockey game, that's where a lot of people go eat before.
Yeah, isn't it like a almost like, is there shopping on both sides of that? Like it's like glass building almost. Where you guys were?
No,
I know there's like
no. You're thinking like in the like assembly hall and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe. It's on the same size as Legends.
Mm-hmm. No, we're on the other side.
Okay.
So we're going towards like the river almost.
Oh, okay. That way across the street. I got you.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
So, I got veal because I just couldn't pass it up. But they had bone-in pork chops, and I was like, oh my god, that sounds amazing. I can never pass up veal because it's just not on a lot of menus. The one guy that went with us, he got the bone-in pork chops, and they come out, and I was just like, god, yeah, I was so envious. He ate all of them. I was like, how are they? He goes, they're delicious. He goes, they're juicy as hell. They're perfect. I was like, damn. But he also said, though, he goes, for as good as they were, they're not the best pork chops he's ever had. Okay. There's a place on Philadelphia Street in Indiana that has better pork chops. Really? And now that's a place I want to go eat at and try it out. I once again, if I would know the name, I'd say it. Don't remember the name.
Right.
I just know it's by like Josephine's Pizza and stuff like that, like in that area.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so we were there. It was a good time though. Like every day was cold though. Like I think 2 days it was warmer here by a degree or two than it was down there, and I'm like, man, you think you go to Nashville, it'd be like, I was thinking low 50s, and it was in the low 40s every day. Like it was just cold. And I got sick over Christmas, so like for the last week or so I've been battling that, and when I was down there I was just like cold, just bundled up like.
It doesn't help.
Nah, but it was a good time. I liked it. I liked the company we had and stuff, and that was a fun trip. It was definitely definitely something different because the only other time I've ever been to Nashville was in the summer. Mm-hmm. So like to go during the winter and see some of that stuff and how they decorate the city and stuff like that, it was really neat.
Cool.
Really cool to see.
That's good.
Yeah, but yeah, so those are our travels in the last month, and probably don't be my only traveling here except for going to junior high basketball games for the next month or two. So yeah,
I don't get busy back into the basketball.
Back into basketball, will be roaring here starting this afternoon. Start practices again and going from there. And games start tomorrow again. So like, it's a quick season, not a long season, but very very
it's
packed and demanding. Let's say because there's just so much. You're trying to get into the kids' heads as well as they, trying to make it as fun and win as much as you can too. You're not trying to just lose every game, right? So, but yeah, so I don't know where we're not end up, but hopefully it's more wins than losses coming over the next.
That's always a good goal.
Yeah, yeah, that's where I'm trying. That's I hate to lose. And I try to tell the kids all the time, we're like, you can't, we're not here to lose. Like, it's just, but it is what it is.
That's life.
Yeah.
They're kids.
Oh, excuse me.
It's, as long as they're learning, that's the main thing, right?
Yeah. The biggest thing is, that they at least compete. I don't, like I say, I don't care if we lose. We just at least have to compete. We can't just be
layover.
Bumps on the wall and layover. Right. Yeah, and that's in anything you do. I tell them that's in anything you do in life. Yeah. Like, I don't care if you're not going to be the best at everything, or you might not be the best at anything. But if you're at least competing every single time, more times than not, you'll be in the top of whatever you're competing for. Mm-hmm. So that's what I try to explain to them. But yeah, speaking of sports though, like they said,
let me take a pee real quick.
All right, pee break. Hey, and welcome back. Hey, big thing. During the pee breaks, if you guys anybody out there would like to add, that would be the time to put a little advertisement in while we take a break. So any of you businesses or crafty people or anybody really like to trying to promote their I don't care if it's your church bingo coming up in next weekend and you would like to get a shout out, an ad in. We accept ads. So get in contact with us, message us, and we more than gladly put that in during our breaks that we take here during this show from time to time.
For a pee break, we're getting into sports.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. There's been a lot of sports since our last episode happened. Biggest locally sports-wise, I'd say the biggest thing that's happened is Mason Rudolph getting named starter and looking like a resurgence of a young Ben Roethlisberger.
Which is nuts. But
he's just.
Which sucks that we would gone down this path before with Mason Rudolph, and we all collectively thought like he ain't the guy.
Yeah.
We all collectively said,
yeah,
he ain't the dude. Now here we are again. Now we're acting like he's a savior.
I don't say savior. No. I think he's the best quarterback we have on our roster. Even with a healthy Kenny, and Kenny was healthy, and this is how. The reports have been coming out the last 2 days since the game about how he was healthy. He basically said that he's not going to be anybody's backup, so that's why he was in street clothes and not dressed on Sunday. So that might...
A little animosity there.
Yeah, well, you know what? Don't
turmoil.
Suck. Don't suck. Yeah. Just don't suck. You sucked.
Yeah, he did. And the last year we looked at Kenny Pickett, like we had the same kind of feeling. I felt.
Yeah, I thought he was coming along, doing just fine. This year, at the beginning of the year, I'm like, it's the coordinator, blah blah blah. Well, they got rid of the coordinator. In one game, he looked good, and then the next he reverted back. Then he got injured.
Yeah.
Trubisky. Now that was not the guy. He should have never been the number 2 guy.
No.
And Rudolph comes in and basically is like, hey, this is how you play, boys. You throw the ball out there to the 2 best receivers you have.
Yep.
Also, they're probably, I would say, top 15 receivers in the league.
Yeah, and he threw the ball downfield, which is like what we've been asking to do, like not to use.
Throw it out there. Let George Pickett and
when the check down ends up being your primary.
Johnson run down and get it. Deontay Johnson and George can run into a ball.
Yeah.
And just go. And look what's happened in the last 2 games. They've opened up the field. It's helped our running game immensely.
Our running game last games.
I will say, though, our offensive line has looked studly.
Mm-hmm. That helps, too.
Yeah, and that helps, too. I saw this past weekend against the Seahawks. Sorry again, Chrissy Grandson, the loss. Not so much, though. But the Seahawks game, first half, 165 rushing yards in the first half. That's the first time they've
145.
Or 145.
Yeah.
In the first half. And that's the first time they've done that since 2006.
Yeah.
I was in high school.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You were a senior that year.
I was a senior, yeah. Well, actually, it depends on when in 2006. If it was 06, 07, I was a freshman in college. But either or, here and there. It was a while ago, like way too long ago, you know. So, and we've had, and Le'Veon Bell, I definitely wasn't on the team then.
No.
So
as successful as he was to not have the numbers, you know, it's it just goes to say our line is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
like the last,
it's starting to push.
And the 1-2 punch with Warren and
yeah.
Yep. Hey, a couple weeks ago, everyone was ready to write off Najee. Everyone was like, he ain't running. I'll tell you what, maybe he caught wind of that. But since like the Tennessee game,
I really think he was hurt. I think he was hurt.
Yeah. Since the Tennessee game, he's running his ass off. He's been running hard.
Yep.
Because I think someone made a comment like he wanted to be the better Alabama running back. I think. So you said that on this show?
I thought it. I don't know if I said it. I might have.
Someone said it, and I'm like, heck, maybe that makes sense. Maybe he wanted to be the better Alabama running back on the field that day because obviously Derrick Henry. But,
and he outshowed Derrick Henry that day.
Yeah.
And he's been outshowing a lot of people since. And Warren's just like that mighty mouse, man. Like, won't stop, don't stop.
It's great to have both of them.
Yeah.
I think it's a great 1-2 punch. They seem to be supportive of each other, too, which is good to see. You know, it's not like...
no animosity
Yeah, I don't think, like...
And,
so that's good. That
jealousy.
Speaks to... I think most teams that have successful run game, I think you need the 1-2.
Yeah.
Now, unless you have a stud like Derrick Henry, like when he's in, or the days of Marshawn Lynch when he was a stud, you know.
Or McCaffrey or whatever.
Yeah,
McCaffrey's out for this. Yeah. Well, they're gonna. He's not out. They're letting him sit and rest. Yeah, regular season. So.
But yeah, unless you're top tier.
So now, I mean, the Steelers have no business
being where they
in
are.
this conversation. And being where they are.
We're going to talk about playoffs?
But we're not talking about playoffs. They're sniffing playoffs. They win Sunday, and the Bills or the Jaguars lose. They're in the playoffs.
Which is nuts.
And we're going against a Baltimore team where I don't see why they would play Lamar Jackson and they're starting a lot of their starters because of chance of injury.
They don't play them 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and you might play. Yeah, exactly right. You might be playing them 2 weeks in a row. Well, not 2 weeks in a row because they get a first round bye now.
Oh, they do. That's right.
So.
Well, we have to win. We have to win.
No, I mean Mason Rudolph, baby. You never know.
You never know if you get in.
You never know.
But here we are.
But we shouldn't even have this conversation the way they've lost to teams that were so much worse than they were. You know,
lose a 2-2 and whatever.
You lose the Arizona Cardinals team. Now they are getting better. Kyler Murray has won some games. He beat us. He's beat the Eagles. I mean, they've been winning. But
still,
that was his first game back. And you let him look like a god.
Yeah.
And you lose to the Patriots on a Thursday night primetime game. Not looking good.
No, that was a really bad. That was a dark 5-6 days.
Yeah. It just was not a good stretch there of
and you lost to the Colts after that.
And then you lose to the Colts. And so there's three teams right there. You win them, now you're really into the playoff conversation. It's like you're not even worried about if you win or lose. You could probably rest some guys this Sunday. But
that's not the case. That's football, man.
Yeah, it is football. It's crazy how the season, how we were talking there at the beginning of the season, we were like all pumped up, ready to go, see what we can do against the 49ers, then we get smacked. Yep. And we're like, all right, well, we're not that good. Then, and then we win, and then we lose. Then they fire the coordinator, like, all right, this is it. And it's like, still not that good. It's just crazy. It's crazy how
do you remember being
in a 4.5 month stretch of
it's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster.
Because we were down on the strip the day they played Cincy. Yeah. And remember, we didn't even care about the game.
Yeah.
Me and you were like, who cares? I think we both agree, we don't even want them to win.
Yeah, because we get a better draft.
Yeah. And as soon as we saw one snap at the Kraft House, one snap, we're like, let's go! Yeah. We were immediately.
Every time they were scoring, it was like, yeah.
Because I remember as soon as we walked in, we were actually winning.
So,
And I think you said, oh, damn it, we scored.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, we're winning.
Yeah. Because it'd be a lot easier to root to lose if we weren't winning.
3 snaps in. Yeah. And to watch them, we're the biggest fans again. Kid in the candy.
Guilty. As soon as you think you're out, they drag you back in.
And they've been playing good since then, which kind of
But yeah, I mean, and they've they just looked like a whole different team. The defense looks rested because they're not on the field as much because the offense is moving the ball a little better.
Get on the field a little bit.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens this upcoming Sunday or Saturday we play, but this upcoming weekend, see what happens because.
Who plays, Kenny or Mason?
I think they've already said it's going to be Mason, so we'll see. I mean, I'm interested. I'm interested to see if Kenny doesn't dress. I say, get him out of here.
I mean,
we don't have no time for. I don't care if you can. You're allowed to believe that you're the better option, but you're also a team.
Yeah.
And this is a teammate. So, like, you still dress.
Yeah.
Even if you think you're the better option, you still dress. You sit there. You wait for your turn. And Mason took a lot of heat, and I'd be one of the one. I mean, I'm not a hypocrite. I said he stunk. When he got hit in the head with his own helmet, I was like, man, that's the best play he's played all season, But
I was at that game.
So, I say, that's a bad thing to say at the time. Now looking back, right. But he just was not good.
No, it was...
And but he was a true professional. He sat behind Big Ben, didn't like him. Big Ben was verbally upset that he got drafted. He sat there, took his hits literally, and just waited for his turn and finally got it. Mitch Trubisky.
He's 3 years more mature now. We haven't seen Mason Rudolph since.
No.
And he's more mature now. Maybe young kid just needs
Mitch Trubisky should not have been our second guy. Like, he's just Mason's. And Mason never said, "Hey, I should be the second guy." He just sat there, took his time, said whatever.
But what we saw Mason before was like, we need a second guy. That's why.
Oh yeah. That's why they went.
He played so poorly that we thought, oh man, we need someone else.
But he's matured. I mean, these last 3 years, you're right. He's matured. I don't know if he studied film, but he's obviously been working on himself. He seems like that arm that he had at OK State, and he passing for all those yards and stuff. And we all know that the Big 12, soon to be defunct Big 12 or whatever. They don't play a lot of defense in that league, but
just
he put up, but you saw the arm, and now the last 2 weeks you see the arm with him and George Pickens and Deontay Johnson and even Allen Robinson getting some passes across the middle and stuff. Right. It's like he's just throwing it there and letting the players make the plays that we
have good athletes.
We have amazing athletes. Yes. Yeah. So it's nice to see, but it's crazy to think how before Christmas we were like,
we hope they lose.
Nah, we hope they lose. Now
2 weeks later, we're like
2 weeks after Christmas,
we're this close.
2 weeks later, we're like, oh man, they win this, and one Jaguars and Bills lose, and we're in.
Becoming the mathematicians all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, we should not be. We should not even be in this situation. But then another team that seems to be hitting their stride at the right time, Pittsburgh Penguins, locally, another local team. They've been winning some games.
Got points in the last 5.
Yeah, points in the last 5.
They're 1-4. So
goaltending's looking good. Yeah. For the most part.
Backup, I think. Just good as Jari.
Yeah.
Right now.
I really agree too.
Jari, just like we always say here before, it's just doesn't seem he makes the save. Doesn't make the big save.
Nope, he does not make the save when
I honestly cannot remember the backup's last name.
I go with Ned because that's the first 3 letters, and the other ones I cannot say.
Yeah, so he made some awesome saves.
Yeah.
The other night with the paddle, helmet off, looking like a Marc-Andre Fleury almost back in the day, making them saves. And shout out to Marc-Andre Fleury making his 1,000
start. I saw that.
So,
man, he's old.
Yeah. He's only the 5th goalie or 4th goalie to ever do that, make that mark, which is impressive. So,
he was drafted when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, still ticking, man. And,
he's been going strong.
And speaking of old people, we got Yager's jersey going to be retired here.
Yeah, a couple weeks, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's
sometime in January.
Is it January?
Yeah.
18th or 19th.
I don't know how he's going to get over here. You see, he's 4 points in 4 games over in the Czech league. So 51 years old, still putting points on the board. No awesome. Goals, all assists, but still And I agree. And anybody want to shout out a comment or come on here and debate at me sometime or us sometime, but I guarantee you, Yammer Yager could go out only power play, but he could go out on our power play and still get 15 to 20 points a season just playing on our power play. I guarantee you.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. He's not doing anything else.
Would you keep him on was he worth a roster spot for that?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
no, he's not.
No, okay.
No, he's
so
not.
Like, you're taking up a roster spot for...
No.
Okay. But
like,
could he do it? You think he could just sit at the point and what is he going to...
Oh, he's still in the half wall, just hold the puck and do... He would just be a whiz. I mean,
you think Lemieux could do that right now? Lemieux at his age right now.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Nah, Lemieux's what, 50?
He's fucking old, man.
Yeah,
he's
I don't know about... Lemieux maybe, but he's 60 now?
Maybe. I don't know.
So, yeah, I don't know. Yager 51. He's a little bit younger. A little younger.
But if you just put him at the half wall, control the puck and sauce it around.
Yeah, I think true-heartedly.
How about Gretzky? You think he'd be like... That's all you gotta do.
I mean, Gretzky, if you could just say, "Hey, Gretz, just stand." I don't know. Like I don't know, because I'm saying. But
the game's so much faster now.
It is so much faster.
It's not even close to when they were playing.
I just don't.
You needed those guys to be where they were, so we have the guys that we have now. But
yeah.
I don't.
But like Yager's still playing, so like that's why he still has the speed. He still has. I'm not saying the speed, but he still knows what the speed should be.
Yeah, he doesn't have it maybe, but he knows he's seen it. His timing still.
And his puck handling and his big ass can keep people off that puck on the boards. Like I feel like he can still move the puck and get the puck where it needs to be for our players to score.
He's a half cross check away from being broken half.
Yeah, well, that's true. But yeah, so his I still think anybody wants to come at me, go ahead, because I will take that debate.
I think you're probably right.
15 points. I'm saying 15 points throughout the season of him just playing playoffs. Yeah, I think that's power play. I think that's feasible.
I mean, you're right. I don't think a lot of guys that's kind of like a soft spot in the D. Probably the more collapse towards the net, so no one's really coming at you for that. Kind of have a little bit of space.
Yeah. No, I don't think he has the strength to basically, he used to be able to forearm shove defenders off and stuff, but he still has that caboose. Like, he still has that ass that he could push them off, box them out. Still has the hands. They might not be as fast, but they're still as witty, but he has the brain. He can get that puck to be, down on the doorstep for Crosby, back in play, or get it out to the point quick enough for Carlson and stuff. I think he could be
You think he could still do it?
I think he still could do it. Oh, yeah. I really do. He was so phenomenal as a player. It still is, obviously, at 51. But yeah, so actually the one couple that went on the Nashville trip with us, they got tickets to go to his.
Oh, really?
His jersey retirement. I was like, that's sick. That would have been something I definitely would.
That'd be a cool game to
go to. Would love to have been able to go to. Because that's historic as all right.
I don't think. What year did he leave? 99?
Here?
Yeah.
He left 2000. After the 0001 season.
So, all right. So it was 2020 or 2001 in the fall was his first team for Capitals first.
Yeah. Capitals and Rangers, and after
Philadelphia, Panthers.
Philly, Boston, Panthers. He was out west too, I think, somewhere. I mean, he's been on some teams.
Right. He played Dallas? Calgary?
Yeah.
There's like a group of fans that all dress up as different Yagers.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So, but congrats to Yager, man. I'm honored almost. I'm honored. That was a good way. I'm honored to have him go as a Penguin.
Yeah.
Retired as a Penguin, which is that's a big shout out to people like Lemieux and that whole organization up there to get him to come retire here, even though he played for 15 other freaking teams.
I mean, Lemieux was definitely the reason he ever did come here.
Yeah.
And he said like the Penguins drafted him.
He lied to other people, other teams, so he would follow.
He was Mary Lemieux was his favorite player, like of all time, and that's the reason he wanted to come here, and that's why he lied to the Red Wings and all these other teams.
Who else was? Yeah. I saw that. It's kind of
Canucks, cool. Nordiques, I think. So he played for the Penguins, the Capitals, Rangers, Flyers, the Stars. That's who was the Western team I couldn't think of. The Stars, then the Bruins, then the Devils, then the Panthers, then he finished up with the Flames. Yeah. He's second most points in the NHL history after Wayne Gretzky. So, I mean, that's impressive. That's pretty cool. That's something that I will always cherish, is being able to see him my whole childhood and stuff like that.
We'll get to see him in the Raptors forever.
Yeah, now we'll get to see him in the Raptors. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's sports for the catching up you guys up on sports locally. And one other sports thing I want to talk about. This is more nationally, and this isn't at the professional level. Well,
college.
Technically, it's professional, not professional, but it is. College bowl games. I just want to touch note. NCAA has to do something about this.
This is terrible.
The bowl games were atrocious. They were hideous. I couldn't watch them. I didn't watch a lot of them because I just couldn't care.
It's just a hodgepodge. Whoever
stuck around. Yeah, whoever stuck around.
The portal was, and I thought at first maybe I thought the players getting paid.
I think
a pretty good. Like they deserve it. Like there's people like Tim Tebow and
and
like there's people at that tier.
Sorry,
that they're
booger there.
Did you get it?
Messing up my breathing, yeah. Oh, okay. It was like every time I breathed in, it was like flapper. All right, sorry. Anyways, and the more you know.
Little flapper bug.
Yeah.
A little bug flap. Anyways, so like I felt bad for them because they made some money in their career, but people like Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel and people that were top tier that the NCAA used those guys and their likeness.
Pryor.
Yeah, Pryor. No.
I mean,
the NCAA, the schools, Ohio State, Florida, whoever, they used their likeness so much and made so much money off of them, and I kind of felt like it's wrong that they don't get a cut of that.
Yeah.
But now looking at what it's come now, it's kind of ridiculous. It's
there has to come something like exactly. That's what I was thinking about. It has to come down to a cap where back to. The schools have to pay the players.
The genie's out of the ball. How do you put it back in?
The schools pay the players, and there's a cap of, let's say, $30 million per school. That's it. That's a total. So you have I don't even know how many kids are on a college team anymore. 75 or something. So you guys split $30 million over 75. So if that means that your quarterback now can only get $4 million because you got all these players, and you want a lot more to offensive linemen and stuff like that. And if they want to go get their own deals, cool. But that can't be tied into the school.
But there's issues with that too. All right, so my example is I always use University of Texas because I always think of like Texas with all the oil money and stuff like that. There's a lot of money and fans of UT that. And there's businesses down there that can funnel a lot of money to that.
Well, you know who has the biggest and richest donors in all of national or college football is Penn State.
Is it Penn State?
Yeah.
I was because you're a Penn State guy, so I was wondering if that was where you're going. But I think what's stopping from oil tycoon from down there and buying the entire offensive line for University of Texas? There's nothing.
Well,
right? Is it like, hey, come do a commercial for us, we'll pay you this, but you have to come to our school?
Well, then maybe you put the cap on the players and say, okay, like as a player, you can't make more than $3 million a year. Like if you want to be a collegiate athlete, cool. But remember, you're a collegiate athlete. You're a student athlete, and we're glad that you are making money now. But like, this is all you can make.
You can live with all your expenses and $3 million in college.
I'm pretty sure a scholarship, free housing, board, and food,
free education,
and the $3 million. There's a lot of families out there in the world that would love to have that as their yearly salary. So.
Yeah. I'm not gonna feel bad for
and even at that, like, let's say and I get it, like, there's a possibility you blow your knee out in college, you never do anything. Well, you still made $3 million.
Yeah.
That's more money than a lot of people will make
30 years.
in 10 years. 30 years, yeah. So if you're not stupid with it, and you actually went to class and you learned how to spend your money and put it where it needed to be, then I think you should have been able to retire on that $3 million, or at least be able to set yourself up to where you're not struggling.
Yeah, I mean, you're an adult. You're in college. You're an adult. Yeah. Be smart with your money. Yeah. You're not. You're a kid. I did dumb shit when I was fucking 18, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah.
Still do. I'm 34 and I still do dumb shit. But, there are consequences. You got to understand there's consequences for doing those dumb things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would have been the most responsible person to be handed $3 million at 18 years old, but...
Well, and at that time, too, if somebody handed you $3 million, yeah, you wouldn't, but, like, these schools and these teams, they have advisors, right? So, like, that's where then you have a financial advisor assigned to so many players saying, hey, like, this is, you got this money, this is what we're going to do with this money. Like, you need to be putting this money here, here, and here. You're not going to just take that $3 million and go spend it, in the club.
Yeah.
Or buy Pokemon cards or whatever the hell they do,
I'd say option number one's more likely than
yeah. But
unless you're Logan Paul, right?
Yeah.
Big Pokemon guy.
Yeah. So I feel like there's got to be a cap on, and I don't think that anybody should ever have a cap on what they can make in life. But if you're also that's in the free market, capital market, all right. But if you're a student athlete,
you get college.
I do agree. Yeah. You should get some of the cut. And that cut might be only 3 mil, or maybe bump it up a little bit, 4 mil. Or if you want to do it class wise, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, graduate, senior, then okay, you can start getting a little more once you're there a little bit longer.
It's tough to say. I don't have a clear cut like this is, but something got to be done.
And I think the portal needs to be moved from mid-December. It has to be moved out of December into January.
And you should only be able to do it once.
Oh, I say yes. And I say after you commit, and it used to be you had to wait. And I think now once you commit to a school, and you have to be there a minimum of 2 years. So if out of high school, I go to, let's say Georgia recruits me and I want to go to Georgia and I don't play my freshman year as much as I thought I should, or blah, 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 or they told me or whatever. Okay, well, buckle up, baby, because you got another year of it, okay? I'm not going to transfer out just because I didn't get to play.
You do it after your sophomore year or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I don't... That sucks.
But
this is terrible. Like, there's no loyalty at all.
No loyalty.
And I have a coworker of mine. His son, Colt Chapman, just wants. All right, sorry about that.
No,
camera issue for the last little bit here.
2 minutes, but yeah. So you're saying about your coworker's son?
So my coworker's son down in South Carolina, Colt Chapman is his name. Just won their state title as the quarterback for that team. Put up huge numbers, being recruited by big schools and things like that. But this transfer portal has really affected him because no one knows who they have.
Yep.
No colleges know who has who.
Yep.
So he's been looking at places like Rice and things like that, which are pretty awesome big schools. But it's really hard for him to get his name on a lot of lists because of everyone's being recruited through the portal and things like that.
I've heard if you're not in the top 5, if you're not a 5-star, not top 5, 5-star, and within the top 15 of your position in the 5-star, then you're not really getting looked at out of high school anymore, and that sucks. That's not right.
No.
All right, well,
one more time.
Quick. We'll just not finish up real quick before the camera goes again. Thanks for hanging with us. We'll do our New Year's resolution and then toss it out to you. Hopefully, you guys have a great day, and when you see this, we'll be happy. Next time you see us, we will not be together. We won't be together for 10 months.
Give or take,
yeah, give or take. There might be a chance I make it down to Brazil to do an on-site shoot, but we'll see what happens there. But yeah, so your New Year's resolution is...
don't got one.
Neither do I.
Zach, what's yours?
I don't have one either. I think they're a little bit overrated.
Cliche, if you will.
Cliche, yeah. I think every day you should be trying to make yourself better, so just go out with that. Just try to make your days better, not just your whole life or your
good
year.
Habits. Good
habits. Start one small step at a time. You can't take a giant leap.
No.
But I tell you what, I wish I had a gym right now, because if you own a gym in January, I guarantee you that at least pays you to June.
Yeah.
Just getting all those new memberships every January.
I need to go back. I haven't hit the gym since before Utah. I'm feeling it. I've been doing nothing but drinking, eating really well for the last 3 weeks now, and I'm feeling it. But it's been a good holiday, man. It's been a fun way to close out the year. And good send off, man.
Yeah,
but
it's a good time.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm glad we got to get episode 15 of Dope Ass Go podcast in before you head out of the country for a little bit of period of time. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm happy we got this in and we started this up when we did. So that was the best part of 2023 was the podcast. We know we brought you joy. We brought you love.
Number one.
All right.
Number one.
Hey, don't be a jagoff.
Toodaloo.